What would you have if you mixed forts with sinking ship simulator? Well, I think you'd get this game. Ships of War. Now, currently, it's in a very, very early alpha. Now, this is pretty cool. If we were to go to battle, we get to pick what ship we want to control and what ship the enemy is going to control. And there are a wide number of options that are already just like present, right? Like we could use an aircraft carrier and presumably launch aircraft. We've got some destroyers, cruisers, battleships. You even have ships like merchant class ships, which are, in my honest opinion,
they're just U-boat targets.
Free real estate.
So there's a wide number, but then there's also like the ones that you can download from the workshop. So let's use, where the hood at? If we put like what? HMS Hood versus the Bismarck, that would be interesting. If I remember correctly, the Bismarck, just like, I mean, if you play like World of Tanks or World of Warships, it's essentially ammo racking the enemy ship. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, the hood doesn't have very good memories of the Bismarck from the Battle of the Denmark Strait. So here she is. Okay. Oh, now as we're a battleship, we've got like 2 main sections of guns. We can fire the rearmost guns. Oh, wow. I don't think I should have fired them. And look at this. I'm gonna aim for here. And there's my first salvo. Now, I wonder, oh, did we get critically hit? Or did they hit us critically? Because essentially, the battle's just like hot and fast right now. And we're doing damage. Now we can't see inside the enemy ship. We can only see inside of ours, which obviously makes sense. But you're gonna see a number of like hit indications, whether things hit armor, whether they're critical hits. I'm gonna aim kind of more amidships because these turrets are like super strong, right? Look at that, they've got different health. Now we could try to disable their guns. And unfortunately, I don't think I can fire my rear guns, can I? Can I fire them that way? No, I can only fire them behind me, which does make sense. You can't maneuver your ship. But essentially, if you were like me and you're like, man, Ship Sinking Simulator was such a fun game. It was really, really cool to see like the physics of a ship getting destroyed critically and then sinking. Well, then you'd want to play this game. Now, it looks like I've got these little like 14-inch guns and 18-inch guns. Are those not my... How do I operate these things? That's what I want to figure out. Let's see. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to repair just yet. Anti-aircraft guns, like I guess if they were... Oh, and these guys are automatically firing, aren't they? Because of where I directed them to shoot. And the secondaries are firing. Okay, so my 18-inch batteries and my 14-inch batteries are all firing and trying to hit here. Now, do I have... Oh, drain. Okay, we're doing good on steam pressure. There's no real flooding, and oh my god, I actually could move. Let's maneuver then. The ship is moving.
Slowly but surely.
That way they're gonna have to what? Alter their firing pattern? Will we also have to alter our firing pattern? Yeah, but in all of my experience playing World of Warships, I know... Oh! Are we sinking? Or are we just moving real fast? What is this? We got stuff that's falling off the ship, man. I don't know what was happening, but we rocked backwards, and then we're rocking a little forward. Look at this. Guess what all this is? Magazines. Explosive. Critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. Oh, oh, oh! Hot biscuits, boys! Where the hood at? Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? What's the other lyrics for that song? Can you imagine that? A bunch of German sailors going out, just rocking DMX and singing, "Where's the hood at?" Weil they're firing the 18-inch. Yeah, the 18 inches. You know, that is very big. Even in Germany, that is wunderbar. So the Fraulein say. Now that my DMX tirade is over, but it will come back whenever we find the hood. Okay, yeah, I guess like the ship looks like it's collapsing on itself. So what I'm gonna do is concentrate, hold forward, firepower! Right on this little area. Man, whenever I say that, I just feel like I need one of those Imperial Naval uniforms, you know? And you know what? Like you said, like you guys just said, Sun Tzu said, DMX was hot in World War II, but he's hot in the Galactic Rebellion too, guys. All right, so it looks like the bottom part of the ship may have broken. I'm seeing little chunks sink. What is that? A boiler. Okay, so the boiler, which, you know, boils the water to produce the steam to power the engines. But it looks like the hood is kaput. What I love about this is it's still firing. I don't think these guns should be able to fire if they're underwater, right? Now, how do I actually don't want to, I don't want to hit it anymore. I just want to watch it sink. The enemy fought honorably, but you have won the battle. This is awesome. Okay, this game is everything I wanted it to be. Oh, Look at that. Where's the hood at? It is going down to the Titanic, yeah? It's not too soon, guys. It's been at least 7 years, all right? Statute of limitations for bad jokes. Uncouth jokes. But look at this, man. Even armor plates kind of fall off. What happened? Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to ammo rack this ship, and we're still firing, and I don't know how to stop. I would like to learn how to stop my cannons. They're very exciting. Whoa, what is that? An aircraft gun just like flopped off my ship. Okay, this is just fantastic though. So here we go. Let's see what other ships we have, because I don't know how aircraft carriers work. But guess what?
I'm gonna find out.
Now, by the way, there's another element of this game, which is the editor. Design, build, and test your ships. I want to do another battle before I mix in with the editor, though. And I'm fairly certain there's U-boats in here, right? I mean, I've seen them. I've seen it. Oh, the Titanic is a battleship? Doubt. Doubt, I say. I thought there may have been some U-boats, at least on the Steam page. Now, as this is alpha, it's possible that there just aren't there yet. So we're gonna get to Yorktown and we're gonna fight a destroyer. We can have an aircraft carrier battle. We'll do that next. We're gonna use the Fletcher class. Now we can't use our terrible German accent. Oh, shizzles. How do we fire them planes, boys? All right, I've got 7 guns. All right, I fired 1, 2, 3. Tell me the planes take off. Oh my God, yes. Yes. Oh, are those Corsairs? They kind of look like Corsairs. Do we have torpedo bombers, or are they all just like fighter bombers? I eat fighter bombers. We are getting Shrek'd. I mean, this is everything you want it to be. Oh, dude. I mean, I know they're Shrekking us right now, but just wait till we get here. Now, oh, they fired torpedoes! Torpedoes in the water, torpedoes in the water. That's a very big torpedoes you have there, sir. Oh, we're in time. Pew! Oh, they got problems, boys. All right. I mean, this is physics. This may not be what you want physics to look like, but this is it. Okay, we broke it. I'm very happy we broke it, though. So now they can't hit us. See, this is an ancient World War II strategy. Sun Tzu's The Art of World War II said, if you drop a bomb and make a destroyer go, woo, then it can't hit you. I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote. So this is incredible. Okay, we need a bigger target for our aircraft carrier. That was it. The anti-aircraft guns are still shooting. Primary guns are no longer functional. The entire ship, I mean, oh, what was that? We fired primary batteries. That thing's operational. That's no moon, it's an aircraft carrier. All right. I mean, wait, where'd it go? Hello? There you are. Okay, so that's pretty freaking awesome. What we need is the German Graf Zeppelin, just to have some Stukas go, you know that Stuka siren. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know I said I wanted to build one, but I mean, this is just too fun. Okay, we need a bigger target. Where the hood at? No. Let's do, okay, so this one's, we need to give ourselves an advantage, an appreciable advantage. 338,000 for the HMS Illustrious. And like, so one thing to keep in mind is like, IJN is like Imperial Japanese Navy, right? USS is United States Service.
But HMS is Hot Mango Syrup.
So Hot Mango Syrup Illustrious versus the USS Yorktown. Actually, we are the Hot Mango Sauce Illustrious, old boy. Quite right. All right, we got Corsairs. Now, in the future, I'd love to have different types of planes. What you got, feller? All right, I'm gonna drop some there. I'm gonna drop some here, and I'm gonna drop some here. I'm only sending out 3 out of our 6 groups. Now, what would be also really, really cool, because this is alpha, right? So this is one of those things where like, we're in the early part of development. We might help to influence its development, right? From building Bot Wars with all of your guys' ideas, that's what we've essentially been doing, is like, hey, our community has like a bunch of fantastic ideas. Let's like use them. Oh, okay, we're getting wrecked, but what's happening to them? We are missing? Did they maneuver? They might be maneuvering. All right, there we go. We're finally getting some hits. How are we doing? We're experiencing a little bit of flood. Okay. The flooding was low, but that's because the part that's in the water is gone. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we got wrecked by the Hot Mango Sauce Illustrious. However, we did do some work on them. Oh man, I wonder if we're gonna have the distinguishment of like types of armor, right? And I guess we'd have to get in the building section. Here we go. We may be sinking, but they're sinking first, all right?
That's not so illustrious, is it, old boy?
Is it? Now, it looks like Control Group 6 is completely gone. Now, will the planes actually try to land? I don't know how you try to land on
Half of an aircraft carrier.
What's that explosion? Oh, just Oh, those were some detonations underwater. Maybe, here we go. I think what may have happened was if we go to our ship, the magazines, we may have actually detonated a magazine. Where did those explosions come from? Oh, they're still planes, that's why. So we lost half our ship.
I'd say we did pretty well to still be floating.
Is wildly impressive. All right, I'm curious about torpedoes. Oh, defeat to unlock. We get these Japanese ships if we defeat them. The Imperial Japanese Navy, Junyo and Agano. All right, well then what we'll do is we'll have a Liberty ship fighting a Fletcher. I love how they even have like target practice ships. Here we go. Fire Control Group 3 is the torpedo. Are they maneuvering at all? All right, I fired the torpedo just generally. Oh, I see how it works. Maybe I should have aimed it better, but honestly, if it... Oh! It's skipping. It's skipping. It skipped on the water. And it blew up. Cool. Let's maneuver closer. Oh, that's cool. I think I can see where they're trying to maneuver. We're currently maneuver all ahead full. Bosun, is that, am I doing it right, Navy boys? All right, we'll keep the mouse cursor here. It doesn't look like it's going. Drain. Oh, we have to drain. Somehow we flooded our ship, which is impressive. I don't know how we did it. Maybe when I fired the torpedo. Oh, okay, this is how I fired the torpedo. Okay, so this is the sweet spot, I think. Or maybe is that my last shot? I'm gonna fire like this. I'm hoping, nope. We're gonna skip, bounce a little bit, probably explode. But I think the more that they experiment with air power and water power. Okay, yeah, maybe that's just the range of my torpedo. Drain, flooding, and steam pressure is still great. Is this really the way the structure looks like in a Fletcher class destroyer? That's really cool. Like how, you know, one boiler's a little higher and they're slanted. I guess destroyers were made to go fast. What if I fire the torpedo like this? A little down. Will it just keep going down? Or will it eventually curve up? I think the answer is it will keep going down. Here it is right here. And will it blow up right around here? Yeah. Okay. Bilge pumps. So this is cool. This is where the 3 bilge pumps are. Yeah, I think we might be experiencing what's
known as an alpha issue.
Is it a bug or a feature? Or the third possibility, just better not know what he's doing. It does happen. It does happen. We need another ship with torpedoes. Atlanta might have this torpedoes. I don't think it does. Where the hood? You know what? We'll use the OP class destroyer.
I want to use torpedoes.
Yes, we got torpedoes and we're not draining automatically. All right, maneuver. We're moving. Look at the reference point of the mouse cursor right there. All ahead full, Captain. All ahead full. Now, if you could have like some controls to like say, at what speed you want to maneuver, because like at full speed, flank speed is it called, you can see how we're, whoa, rapid firing depth charges. Which control group is that? Fires the depth charges. Hold on, we got the volume bug again. Oh, watch this. Go boom. Go boom. What depth, Bosun, what depth did we fire those depth charges at? Oh no, Captain, I just work here. Oh my god. Oh man, you know those seismic charges that Jango Fett used in the prequel movies? That's how I'm imagining these going boom. Right, Captain, we have a torpedo launcher and we've got rear depth charges, all right? We like them. Fire them like fireworks, all right? I don't know where this accent comes from. It's definitely not American. I'm not a spy, I promise. I'm just a captain, a YouTuber, hopped up on caffeine, who's got a bit of an affinity, a predilection, you might even say, to just talk in strange accents because he finds it funny. And maybe when he was younger, you know, his parents never understood, and they said, "Boy, you need to stop being so weird." And he's like, "No." And they're like, "You need to stop playing video games." And he was like, "No, I ain't gonna do that either. In fact, I think I'm gonna do it for my job." And that kind of turned Australian. But you know what they say. Leroy Jenkins, boys. Fire the torpedoes! Damn the torpedoes, man! That actually is not half bad. I mean, it's not half good, but it's definitely not half bad. We need a speed up move. All right, the torpedo range. We are not in range of torpedoes, sir. Oh man, there's just something about like British accents in like naval officers. I don't care if you're in space, in the clouds, or on the water, man.
Maximus full firepower.
The British accent is superior, all right? Unless you can say, "Hi there." No, can't do it. Torpedo launcher. Fire again, Billy. That's a terrible shot. Oh, it's doing some squirrely things. It's a perfect shot. I never had any doubt at all. All right, when are you gonna blow up? Oh, it's gonna blow up like right here. Oh, what we do? All right, let's fire another one. Fire another one, Jerry. You get a fire this time, Jerry. Just do your job, or I'll throw you off and feed you to Davy Jones's locker. Come on now. Oh, he's skipping. What if we could skip it and just like, pew? Ha-ha! What would be cool though is like, in 2 dimensions, you're sort of limited, right? What I would love to see is like, I could actually target like midships, maybe. Like with well, let's try it, right? No, I just get to fire the torpedo at all and it just hits whatever it first encounters. Oop, oop. Do that thing. Do that thing, mommy. Make it work. Stop locking torpedo. Nope. Now, will it blow up underneath it? Huh. It will not, sir. Sir, it will not do that thing that you wanted to do. What if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did that? Did I just set the range at which this thing will explode? For science! How many torpedoes do I have? Am I out? Will they all blow up at that same distance? No. All right. Time to sink it. Jerry, old boy, are we out of torpedoes? No, we're reloading them. Now, do we see the reload animations in progress? That would be next level. Now, is that beta? Full release? Is it even on the menu? Skip torpedoes? The old porpoise technique. They won't shoot it because they're very conservative by nature when it comes to organisms. They don't want to kill them. Oh, that's not a torpedo. That, my good friend, is a porpoise. We can't kill it. It's illegal. The Geneva Convention, according to Sun Tzu, forbids the killing of porpoises. However, it has created a very interesting situation whereby enemy navies, okay, that's interesting, are dressing up as porpoises. Can I sink this thing with torpedoes yet? All right, we are going to close the distance and fire the rapid depth charges. Fire them! I don't know if we can hit an enemy ship with depth charges, but we're gonna find out. You better believe we're gonna find out. All ahead full, gentlemen, all ahead full. Flank speed. Throw all the potatoes in the boilers, you know, just for extra oomph.
By the way, potato rations will be cut.
God, that's so cool. Yeah, we need sound effects. We need pow. Now, I guess it does make sense that they're underwater, but then you see like the ripple, at least in all the movies, right? That's interesting. So it seems they explode at different depths. And now what we're doing is, yes, we could have fired the guns, Billy. We could have done it. But we don't want to. Wow, 3 guns in the rear, 2 in the front. Where the hood at? I'm gonna fire a torpedo. And then we're getting closer to where I could be able to hit them. See, does that sink it? I'm shocked. Oh, is it taking on water? Watch that red line. All right, does it get all the way there? Do some of these, yeah, some of those are definitely gonna hit it. Oh, that's dope. I don't think these were supposed to be like used in that manner, which is why we did it. It's a simulator. You get a, oh yeah, we're singing this thing. I'm pretty sure like 8th torpedo on the front finally destroyed it. So torpedoes wouldn't be very effective, I don't think. What we need is this game to be like 3D. Should I do it? Should I do it? Pew! Fire the torpedo. Now we're gonna hit up top where there's not as much armor, or there shouldn't be. All right, you know what? You've been around long enough, Billy. It's time to get shriggity-shriggity-shrecked, son. Can I fire the secondaries? No. The rear guns don't aim forward. Rapid fire depth charges. Rapid fire depth charges. Gentlemen, you may fire when ready. Torpedoes too. We're not done yet. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, the torpedo hit the superstructure. We need to defeat the boss ship, the Imperial Japanese Navy Nagato. It's a cruiser, and the only way to defeat it, well, there's special rules. We have to use a cruiser or less. Currently, there's not too many cruiser options. There's the USS Atlanta, so we're gonna jump in and see if we can't beat it. If not, we'll probably have to customize and edit. So we've got what? We've got 3 primary batteries, 12-inch guns. This one is a darker battleship. Okay, what's going on in the back? We've got anti-aircraft guns. Okay. The enemy is already firing, and then what do you got? Oh, are those torpedoes? Are you sinking? Oh my gosh, it's moving so fast, and look at this. It's got 1 dive bomber up here. It's only got 2 batteries. We have to basically not die to the plane, and I think we're fine. And another pro tip comes in from Wayne Dobson. Wayne Dobson was suggesting that how we should defeat a ship is shoot and destroy the center part so it breaks in half. We've shot off the front of a ship. We've probably shot off the back of a ship. But the way to really get a quick victory is probably to break the ship in half. So let's give it a go. Oh, hello ship. We're having a bad time. It's funny, I'm actually, right now, I'm in Atlanta. All right, so they're gonna be moving towards us. Let's move as well. They're like under full speed and they're firing torpedoes and now they're flying the plane too? Oh man. Now the thing about the Atlanta, from what I think I remember from World of Warships, was I'm pretty sure that like, these were just like 6 pretty fast firing guns, and by us getting under power, we're able to dodge their batteries. We're landing some hits too. So I'd say this is going pretty well. Where's their dive bomber? Okay, here it is right here. All right, he's going in. If we can dodge this bomb, and the anti-aircraft batteries might be able to destroy him, I think we're in the business. Oh, he dropped the bomb well behind us. Okay, so we're gonna just keep going, and we're gonna adjust our shots. It's kind of fun, like having a fire on the run. Now, I feel like damage control's doing okay. We're taking some hits on the superstructure. We haven't been ammo racked. Oh man, if you hit these magazines, you have a bad time. What is this, a bilge pump? Okay. So the bilge pumps keep the water out. I feel like if this game could line up and like knock down the animations a little bit better, like if they had good animations, this game would just absolutely kick butt. Right now, it's a very good game. But if it was to be great, that's what I would suggest. Okay, whatever we did, we flooded the boilers. This thing is now going topsy-turvy. Let's actually stop firing. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the way it sunk, man. This is impressive. I'm kind of surprised we beat it so quickly. Now, I have a question. Can we take the Nagato here and beat the Atlanta? Let's find out. Now that we've unlocked it. Now, there was the idea of creating a challenge series, like challenge of like, I don't know, making the Titanic an aircraft carrier, making the Titanic a submarine. Those could be a lot of fun. All right, so we're gonna be the Nagato and we're gonna be fighting the Atlanta. I wanna see, am I good? Am I smarter than the artificially intelligent? Is Terminator's gonna take over the world? All right, we gotta get moving so that we're a harder target to hit. Where is my D3A1? I'm gonna save that, I think, because are they under power? No, they're not. Okay, I'm gonna try to break the back. 14-inch batteries, target the midsection. How are we doing? Are they hitting us? They are hitting us. We've got a couple of bilge pumps. We've got multiple torpedo tubes. I don't know the range on them, but I'm pretty sure we're out of range. Oh! The torpedoes hit each other and exploded. All right, we're really hoping. Okay, they're not moving. So this dive bomber, please drop. Oh, he dropped a little too early on the front of the ship. Looks like they might be riding low. I don't know. Oh my God, we're having a bad time. Okay, that time the torpedoes did not hit each other. That's fantastic, okay. We're still moving, but we only have 2 primary guns that we're able to use. Like, if we could close the distance and get the torpedoes, yeah, that's their range. We've got a lot to go, and we're getting shelled because that Atlanta is just quick firing. We have 14-inchers that fire much, much slower than their 12-inchers. They said size doesn't matter. How are we doing? The ship is waffling in the back there. The D3A1 has a long time, I think, to reload. Or, oh no, we launched another one. Okay, we had 2 of them. Okay, we're really gonna need this bomb to do something, otherwise we might... Magazine hit! Oh my God! This ship just disintegrated. There's nothing to bomb anymore. Are we gonna... Oh, that bomb... That was insane. Okay, yeah, it said magazine hit and I was looking at my ship and I'm like, my ship's fine. Ooh, is it filling water in the back there? We don't really have a bilge back there, so it's starting to ride a little bit low. We also got a little bit of a water issue here right next to our main boilers. Dude, this game is so sweet. Look at that. Pieces of the ship are still falling down. Oh my gosh. That is how big of an explosion it created. That's the most powerful blast. That's the most powerful thing that you can have happen. I don't think we had that happen in either of the first 2 episodes. We never saw a magazine explosion. Wow. My goodness. What's the most powerful battleship that we have? We got the Hood and the Bismarck, the Seydlitz, and the Titanic is considered a battleship. That's so funny. Has no one made the Yamato yet? Yeah, if they could get Steam Workshop support for this, this would be fantastic. And I think according to this, the best battleship is the Bismarck currently. I want to see if we can't magazine somebody else. Okay, so the Atlanta seemed to go down easy to magazine shots. I'm going to try to do it again. The most powerful way to destroy a ship, especially in ships at war anyway. All right. Now we're going to get under power just because it'll make us a little bit difficult to hit. All right. We know where their magazines are. And we're a battleship, okay? I mean, I'm sorry, but you're a cruiser. Your armor is not that strong. Here's our shells. Can we just magazine it right off the bat? No, not that lucky. Whoa, what is that? Was those deflections or something? Machine gun fire? Boosh, boosh. I like how the big guns fire like kind of a lower arc, and then all the other guns fire this higher arc. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to not break it in half per se, although that was a fantastic suggestion. This thing is already riding low, I think. Ooh, I want to destroy the magazine. So check it out, if you hover over it, armor penetration chance is 50%. So we have a 50% chance to get through their armor. Armor hit, armor hit. Yeah, we're looking for some red, and I like how you can even see the shells on the little mini map up there. Armor hit, 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 hit. Critical hit. Magazine hit. Us or them? We got magazined! Are you kidding me? How are we magazined? Fire rate, I guess. Look at that. Was there another turret? No. Look at the motor. Oh my gosh, it's barely hanging on. Oh, the irony. All right, guys, let's be this big battleship so we can hit the magazine of the other ship. Okay, this Atlanta's incredible, the fire rate. Oh my. Oh, look at this thing. Like, it's totally flooded. Like, we should be running flooded to a halt, right? Oh, we are to a halt. It's just our momentum that's taking us. We're about to break in half. Now, can we destroy? How have we not destroyed them? Look at that. I've got two 18 and two 14-inch guns shooting at this thing. It's a cruiser versus a battleship. But we got magazined. We just did a critical hit, I guess. Are they just critical hitting us? I think their firing arc is just getting through our armor. Magazine hit. Did we just get magazined again? Your ship sunk, your men are dead, you lost. No! I will never surrender. Until, I mean, this thing is just fine. I'm shocked and surprised. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the animations were like people were running around, fires were starting, the magazine explosions was just more epic. Ooh, this game would be like 10 out of 10, man. Like, epic. Absolutely epic game. All right, well, I mean, I've got to see if I can't Atlanta the Bismarck. I want to magazine it. I've hit a magazine, I've been magazined. It's pretty perfect so far. Now, I know we have to move, but do we? I mean, maybe that's part of the problem. All right, now we're gonna aim for midships. There's so many turrets. I guess the more turrets they have, the more magazines there are, right? So I'm gonna fire there. And we're firing like some lower trajectory, some higher trajectory. I don't think I can switch what kind of rounds we're using, whether it's high explosive to start fires or armor piercing, and maybe this is just too much World of Warships coming out. We haven't been magazined yet. Critical hit, 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 hit. That's a lot of crits. 3 crits. 1 armor hit. 2 crits. It's hard to keep up with it, you know? Aim a little bit further up. Yeah, man, it's hard to really see what's happening. Oh, we're getting hammered. They're hitting us in a very dangerous spot. Now, what happens if you destroy a boiler? Can you have a boiler explosion? Like, and that's another thing. Like, the more unique ways a ship can blow up and sink or be destroyed, crippled, taken out, that would definitely increase the replayability as well. Man, what a beautiful ship, too. Maybe being under power isn't good? And maybe just like the more guns, the merrier. I mean, definitely. Okay, we've got flooding in the aft part of the ship. Maybe putting a bilge pump back there would be a good idea. It seems like it. We're gonna start riding much lower in the back. Oh, that was... there goes our turbine. We are sinking, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we need to go back to trying to break the ship in half. Yeah, breaking the ship in half works. But the easiest way to break a ship in half is... Oh, magazine hit, magazine hit. Is it us or them? It's them. I think we just got a magazine hit right there. We're definitely going down though. Yeah, bilge pump there would probably have kept us in the game a little bit longer. And we've already been another magazine hit. Oh, you see it right there. You see that explosion? 2 big magazine hits. We can see daylight through the hull of the ship. Oh man, we're barely holding on. We need more bilge pumps. Another magazine hit? Was that a 3rd one? Oh, that was a triple magazine hit. Who did it? Us or them? Oh! Yes! Oh my gosh, that is the most satisfying thing in the game. 2 more magazine hits because they're exposed right now. Okay, yeah, I just gotta hit the remaining magazines. Oh my god, we lost? No, we did not. Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, what a close one. This thing is still floating, but I feel like it would definitely be sinking super fast. Was that a magazine hit? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call this one a draw. But look at that. See, I want to be able to like... I want a filter where like I can hit X-rays of the enemy ship, right? And then I can see their crew moving around, the water flooding, fires spreading, magazines exploding. I want to see the chef peeling potatoes, man. Look at that. It's kind of like Titanicing where half of it, you know, is sinking and the other half like tails up. Actually, that's when it broke, right? We're already here. Oh, it's just absolutely glorious is what it is. Welcome back to Ships at War. So, quick question. What were the biggest battleships of all time? Well, if you do a quick Google search, you're gonna find that it is the Yamato from the Imperial Japanese Navy. They built it during World War II. We're gonna be fighting this thing today. Now, however, there has been an update and they added a number of new ships. Among them, they added the German aircraft carrier, the Graf Zeppelin, and the German cruiser, the Kulna. But we're not gonna be using the Kulna today, or Cologne. Hey, Germans, did I do okay? Now I want to show you just how powerful the Yamato is by taking this Fletcher class destroyer. Look at that. I've got 320 fleet power versus 1,160 fleet power. 4 of me is worth 1 Yamato, apparently. According to this game, let's put that to the test. So we got 3 batteries in the front. Oh my god, they've got planes. Wait a minute. Who gave the Yamato planes? I mean, it should have some float planes, but like torpedo bombers? Are you kidding me? Okay, can we get this turbine going? What is happening to my ship? Oh my god, we're this is not good. I mean, this is like proverbially taking a knife to a gunfight. We're taking a destroyer to a battleship fight. And there's a torpedo. And there's another torpedo. And there's another torpedo. But for some odd reason, I can't get us under power. I think we are getting some hits and wow. They may have updated this because we somehow got a critical hit on the Yamato in its magazine. I don't know. This is a David and Goliath story. However, I still think it's going to end poorly for us because we are sinking. I accidentally turned off the pumps. We have steam pressure. I'm not entirely sure what happened. What could have happened, and look at that, as the flooding slowly gets close to the death bar, as we're going to call it. We did get a magazine hit, though. I mean, we probably could have taken the Yamato out. Okay, we tried destroyer. The next thing up is a cruiser. What's interesting is the battleship does have 39% defense power. I wonder how they come up with that. Okay, so we want to use an American cruiser. It's only proper. Now, we have 490 fleet power, or firepower, fleet power, we'll call it. FP, foot punches. All right, get under power. Can we please? Oh, look at this. 12-inch guns now. How do I? Oh, that's. I don't think that was working as intended. Let's give it another try. I want to get my primary batteries. Okay, rapid fire depth charges. Those sound cool, but first off, let's start aiming. I wonder if the Yamato was just like made incorrectly, if there was some kind of a patch update to the turrets, but somehow our little destroyer in the last one did pretty well. Maybe that was the issue. All right. Okay, so fire emergency depth charges. Say there was a submarine attacking us. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Now watch this. They're eventually gonna just like multiple, like, they should detonate. There we go. Okay. I think that's not how it's supposed to work either. Did we get some critical hits again, or are they the ones getting the critical hits? Judging by the fact that I just got torpedoed in the face, I think they're the ones getting the critical hits. So, for whatever reason, closing the distance, the battleship's usual... Oh, we got a magazine hit. There we go. You can see the explosion right now. Their 18-inch battery is been disabled. Their front one. So now they've got one, and then they've got a 14-incher. That 14-incher is, like, still pretty decent sized. Oh, my God. I think something is wrong. Something's wrong with the G diffuser. Something is wrong. Oh my goodness, with the Yamato. Did we got another magazine hit. Okay, that wasn't them magazine hitting us. We've broken this thing in half. Now this turret right here is technically still able to fire. Oh, there we go. Okay, it just got the notification saying, hey, this is broken. We're gonna aim for the rear of the ship. Wow. Okay, that's sort of messed up, honestly. That the Yamato was that easily defeated. We're gonna use an aircraft carrier because that was sort of the punchline of this video. Was I wanted to show an aircraft carrier, like an American one, like the Yorktown, taking on the mighty Yamato and taking it out after the Yamato killed all of these ships. All right, we're gonna be moving just so it's a little bit more difficult to hit us. So actually, I'm gonna send up the fighters first, because we know they're sending in torpedo bombers. I'm gonna do dauntless dive bombers right on that weak spot. Maybe I just got lucky. And then we're gonna do torpedo bombers. And what we're gonna do, and you guys pointed this out in the last video, is we want to drop torpedoes early. So 3 sets of planes already. Fighters out first. You can see our Corsairs, or are those Wildcats? They're Hellcats. Okay. We don't have the, I think is F7 Corsairs. We have F6 Hellcats, and I think there's F4 Hellcats too. Man, I used to play a game where like you got to fly World War II planes. I used to play it all the time, and I used to know everything. Okay, so the surviving fighters are going on their little attack run, soaking up a lot of this anti-aircraft fire. Dive bombers are going to be hitting second, actually, so I think that's the order. Fighters, torpedo bombers, then dive bombers. Okay, the first one is a miss. That one's a hit. Torpedoes in the water. We are coordinating a lot of pretty good hits here. All at the front section of the ship. Okay. Did pretty good. Let's keep moving. And let's go 8-inch batteries. SBD dive bombers. I'm gonna target a little bit back. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just so big. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be very practical. I want to drop torpedoes again. So we did a dive bombers, and we should have some torpedo bombers. One of these planes is actually smoking. I'm not sure if it's because it got hit by a shell as it was trying to take off. That would be a nice feature. We should have... Oh, and maybe they did try to change it so there is some rearming. So maybe that's why my torpedo bombers have not taken off yet as well, because they're not available. Here's the torpedoes. I can't use control group 3, so now I'm not entirely sure. They're changing the systems constantly. Look at these bombs. Oh, one directly. Oh, that's a magazine hit. How come we're not getting the little notifications? Is it because it's a night battle and information? Oh my gosh. Okay, the Yamato has a critical error, and I'm not sure if this is intentional or unintentional. All right, dauntless dive bombers. Now we gotta finish this thing off. All right. That is a lot of aircraft that are about to be taken off here. It's very anticlimactic, man. One of the coolest battleships. Like, I mean, if you just Google it, it had a displacement of 72,800 tons. And it had apparently like the most powerful guns, these 18-inchers that at the time anyway. I don't even think the Iowa. I want to do the Yamato versus the Iowa because they're the two biggest battleships. Look at the arc on these shots. These things should hurt. They should hurt pretty badly when they hit, but they don't. I don't know. There's got to be some critical error here, because look at this. This isn't even hard anymore. Look at that. That's a full magazine. I'm actually surprised the torpedo didn't detonate those magazines. I'm not sure how the physics system works. This is a game that's constantly being updated. All right, let's use our 8-inch guns. So we do have some guns ourselves. Wait a minute. You're shooting? Maybe Control Group 6 is the good ones? There we go, Control Group 6. Let's cease fire on Control Group 5 because I don't even think they can shoot. We're gonna try to finish them off with some guns. Dauntless bombers, please. And some Hellcats. Now, there was different versions of the Yamato, or rather, like, it got refit. Where, like, a later version, I think it got damaged, and later they just really upgraded the anti-aircraft abilities on it, like the defense systems, and even that wasn't enough because the Americans were like, oh, you built a really big battleship, right? Yeah, we're just gonna send, like, death by 1,000 cuts with, like, air power and just destroy you. All right, here's our little, what, 8 inches? Yeah, so they've got 18 inches, and we're using 8 inches. Maybe the armor, someone, there we go, those were good hits. Oh, that was a big one. I know some of you guys are just like history buffs, and you guys could let me know exactly, and you know, all of us really, in the comment section, let us know what really happened. Oh my god, that was a magazine hit, I'm pretty sure. So, honestly, the Yamato is... I mean, we've killed it with a destroyer. We've killed it with... Well, we almost killed it with a destroyer. And, we killed it with a cruiser and killed it with an aircraft carrier. But since I killed it, now I can use it. So, I gotta learn, like, what is the problem with this thing? Let's fight... I want to see it actually destroy something, so we're gonna fight a Liberty ship. Okay? It's got 1/10 of the fire or fleet power. I'm not sure what FP stands for. So, but this gives us a pretty good look. Okay, wow. I don't know why, but they give us torpedo bombers. I feel like they need another class of planes. And I don't know if it's like trying to be historically accurate or what. And is that supposed to be flooded in the front? Maybe that's part of the issue? We got bilge pumps spread out. Lots of magazines. So we got... Fire Group 1 is 2 18s and 2 14s, so that's all of these. Then you've got the rear guns, and then you've got torpedo bombers. Maybe fighters would make more sense, but I don't know. So let's see when we fire everything at center mass of the other ship. Yeah, I wonder if there's just some kind of a glitch, an error? Is that working as intended? Oh my, what do you mean critical hit? It said critical hit, but nothing got shot. Did I shoot myself? Oh, this gun, oh god. Okay, so this is a problem. You better not shoot my tower again. That's where I am. All right, this gun is destroying itself. Something changed. Or this was created poorly. Because you can't even separate the batteries? That's the biggest problem with the Yamato. The Yamato's borked. It shoots itself. Now, how are we doing against the Titanic? Or, I mean, the Liberty ship? Pretty good. I don't even see any, like, pieces missing. We just hit it enough to, like, start the sinking. Look at that. That's just a classic sinking ship right there. Like, it didn't break up. It's just flooding, and they can't deal with it. First is the German destroyer, the KMS. Well, actually, it's the KMS Z-16. We've also got the Japanese battleship, the Nagato, which if you look at the price, it's actually more expensive than the Yamato. Could this be the new super battleship? And we have the German cruiser Zabluka. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to see the Nagato. But before we do that, let's see just how powerful this German destroyer is. Oh my gosh, we have a fast forward button now and a pause time. This is fantastic. It allows us basically to just pause and be able to look at anything and everything in detail, zooming in without fear of reprisal. Now, what I normally do is just fight a Liberty ship because it only has anti-aircraft defenses and nothing else. But this thing looks pretty sweet. It actually has a turret in the rear which can fire forward, which is sort of new. It looks like we've got twin torpedoes and... what? All of it fires on one thing? Hold on a second, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, that appears to be a little bit of an issue, doesn't it? Okay, well, let's move forward so that we can at least use our torpedoes, and let's try out this new fast forward. How much quicker can we get up and moving to speed so that we can close the distance, at least in a reasonable time as a spectator, to see these torpedoes fire? Unfortunately, everything is in the same fire group, which seems like a little bit of an oversight to me. Regardless, I love the fact that every time there's an update, or almost every time, we get new ships. So we've been getting some critical hits here. Now, there's no magazine shots to speak of because there's no magazines. If there's no guns, there's no real magazines. And it looks like we've put a pretty big hole amidships, and you can see that water is filling in right here. And it's definitely sinking. This puppy is going down. Was that like a little alarm? Look at this. We get a gold star. The enemy fought honorably, or well, really not at all. But we have won. So how would the Z-16 do against, say, like a Fletcher class destroyer? Let's find out. So it's got a value of $133,000 versus a Fletcher, which is $137,000. This is gonna be an interesting battle. So first things first, get going. Control group 0, which apparently is the derp. Honestly, it looks like the enemy is doing the same thing. There must have been some kind of an update here, and it looks like the Fletcher's also kind of like set up this way. Man, they are moving fast. We're not even at 2x speed, we're at normal speed. If we were to pause it, both of us are moving incredibly fast. We had an explosion near one of our boilers, it looks like. I'm not sure if that was a critical hit or not, but holy crap. Oh god, that torpedo was kind of terrifying. All right, torpedoes in the water, torpedoes in the water. We should have them now? No, I guess I can fire them. Why are we slowing down? We haven't reached our destination, but I think, okay, now it's time to fire torpedoes. Oh, they just exploded. They hit each other. Torpedoes need a major rework, I think. Oh god. Oh man, that was bad. Okay. And honestly, it feels like it's... What is happening right here? I'm pausing it. It's not pausing. Guys, we got problems. Alright, stop. There we go. Twin torpedo hits. The ship is sinking. Our ship is sinking. They fortunately sank faster. Guys, I think we've got... is the question. Is it a bug or is it a feature? But we were able to sink the enemy Fletcher, although unfortunately if you're on this ship, you're also going down. Maybe we need a few lifeboats or something. That would be kind of cool to see lifeboats take off. I'm getting critical hits. Can I fire torpedoes downwards? There we go. I was actually able to do that. Look guys, I'm a U-boat now. Das U-boat. So we've seen the German destroyer. It's pretty good. But there's a new battleship in town, and it is the Nagato. It has a little bit less offensive power, it appears, than the Yamato. But I think we've got to just like see this beast. Now we're gonna go against target practice, aka the Liberty ship. All right, so quick look. Twin 18-inch batteries. We have no secondary guns to speak of. Now, if you look at the Yamato, you've got two secondaries that are 14-inch batteries, and then you have the two primers, both of which are 18-inchers. Like, at least forward-facing guns. I don't really look at the rear-facing ones since you can't really use them. Furthermore, you also have some torpedo bombers available on the Yamato. So back to the Nagato here. Yeah, you only have Your forward-facing and rear-facing 18-inch gun batteries. That is it. The smokestacks are very interesting. This one's kind of swept back, and this one's a twin. Intriguing, to say the least. Now, does this, in theory, make us more difficult to crit? We were more expensive. Do we have more armor? Well, after we test out these guns, because we are just going to shell this Liberty ship, quite literally, we're going to have a Nagato versus the Yamato and see who's the biggest and baddest out there. These shells are, I guess the big 18-inchers a little bit more inaccurate. Like when you look at like where we're firing at the center of the ship. But we're definitely, oh, those were 2 critical hits. Oh my gosh, it looks like it's taking on water in the front already. You can see the water. Like when an armor pierce starts filling blue, that's like the game's visual indication, hey, this thing is, it's sinking. So unfortunately, good old Liberty ship. Couldn't those things be like mass produced in a week or something like that? That was incredibly fast. Now it is time for the clash of the proverbial titans. Now in the past, we do know that the Yamato seems to just have some critical weaknesses. I'm not entirely sure what it is, whether it's the game or whether it's properly modeled in the game. And it's the ship's design, but hey, let's find out. Shells away. They've also got torpedo bombers. I don't know. I feel like you just have to probably give it to the Yamato in terms of sheer firepower, although this needs to be fixed. Armor hit, magazine hit? Did they magazine us or did we magazine them? We're getting critical hits, torpedoes in the water, torpedo bombers. I want to pause this thing, but there we go. It did pause. Okay. They're still shooting. Okay. They're more like guidelines anyway. They're not entirely working. How are we doing? We probably just got hit with torpedoes. Did the magazine hit here? No, that's just kind of like the structure of how it worked. Now, we're going to be looking... I think by having less guns, I guess in theory we have less magazines to explode. And I think what we need is like right here, it says all these hits. It's just doing everything at the same time. What we need is different ones, like left for the ship on the left and right for the ship on the right. Okay, magazine hits. The front most 18-inch battery is kaput. No magazine is found. Armor penetration chance 50%. That's interesting. Class reload bonus 50%. Reload time 12.3 seconds. Magazine size of 70. We're getting a lot more information. Or maybe it's just that this is the first time I've looked at it. I think we're definitely doing better despite the fact that they have torpedoes. Look, the front of my ship was absolutely blown off. And it looks like our rudder actually has issues. But they're not penetrating us, and we're definitely doing more against them. You can see flooding right here. I'm not seeing their torpedo bombers taken off. They probably have to reload. Although I think it's a little unfair. Like, this is supposed to be a scout spotting plane, at least historically, right? But they have a B5N2 torpedo bomber in its place. Oh my god, their turret just disappeared. It just disappeared. That should have been like a critical explosion or something. I mean, how did... There's magic going on here. I believe it is a solo developer. There's a magazine hit, I think, near the rear right there. Okay, something's going on here. Like, look at this. If you're the Yamato's captain, you're like, well, we're missing both of our primary turrets on the front. I've only got a 14-inch gun battery. I think it's time to put up the white flag. Or maybe just go as fast as we can in the opposite direction. Oh, big magazine hit. Structural issues. One of their secondary batteries is basically just loosely hanging on by dental floss and fruit roll-ups, it looks like. But I think Sun Tzu did have a saying where it's like, if you ain't got no guns, you gonna get wrecked, dude. Oh my gosh, more magazine explosions. I kind of wish magazine explosions were more dynamic. There's a lot of things that visually I think would make this game like far more entertaining. And we might get there one day. So now if I speed it up, does it actually speed up? Magazines. Oh my gosh. Magazines in the front. Yeah, see, like those have to be creating giant holes where water needs to start spilling in, right? But The flooding looks pretty negligible, it seems. Like, this area is red to slowly pink. I guess it is filling in. I think the way they visually depict the flooding is what could really work. Look at that turret. That turret's gone. And now it just disappears, yeah. Some of the ship is like holding on. Oh, that was massive. That was also massive. Do we want to aim a little bit different? Yeah, let's aim a little bit more rear. And if you saw like little people scrambling around, lifeboats kicking off, fires. Like there's flooding, but fires were another big issue on ships. And if I remember correctly, some of the carrier battles between the Americans and Japanese, the Japanese didn't have as good fire prevention systems or fire, like dealing with fire. Fire response was, well, not as good. Oh, we just destroyed that torpedo bomber that was on the deck. The ship just folded. Let's actually just like fire somewhere else and just watch the chaos as it folds in on itself. So we can X that out. Oh man, that structure just deteriorated. This is the part where like you get to see the Titanic scene, you know, where it's like the ship just breaks apart and falls into the abyss. Davy Jones is happy because, well, you know what, buddy? We just got you a new toy to play with. It's the Yamato. It's just broken in half. And I'm pretty sure I fired. Okay, good. We're firing there. Look at that. We made a Yamato sandwich. Okay. So if you go to fight, there's Marathon. What kind of ship would I want to take into this? The Atlanta's a pretty decent cruiser, right? Lots of guns. So we're going to be experimenting with this. Oh, it looks like we're fighting the German cruiser. I mean, the German destroyer, the Z-16, which is brand spanking new. Torpedoes in the water, but they both just detonated on each other. I mean, our guns are going to be wildly powerful. Rapid depth charges. I want to see this. There we go. Rapid depth charges so we can deal with submarines. I love that. I love that that's a thing. We're going to need to constantly adjust our fire because this destroyer is going full steam ahead at us. And we've got to take it out before it can close the distance and you actually use those torpedoes. This looks like a pretty good salvo right here. Got some critical hits. It's riding a little low. But I think that it's, oh my gosh, those were magazine hits. It's riding low in the back and we just hit magazines, which may have compromised the structural integrity there. So hopefully it'll start filling up more. Really, we've got this thing in the bag unless they're able to close the distance and fire a lot of torpedoes. But all of our ships are hitting, oh, never mind. We got some really good ones amidships right there. And this thing should be slowing down, actually. I wonder if their steam engines and boilers flood. Definitely got flooding. You can see flooding actually in the turret. Oh, that's underwater. Those guys are going to need some snorkeling equipment. Maybe even scuba equipment. This thing is dead in the water. And we are going to make that literal. So this is kind of cool, though. Like, you get to try, like, to just, what, fight as long as possible against ever-increasing difficulties of waves? You guys want to see this in like an upcoming video for Ships of War? I mean, this thing is turning into a U-boat right now. Before our very eyes. Big flooding, not enough bilge pumps. I mean, we've got flooding amidships right here. Some of the sections that are supposed to be above the water are showing that, well, they're slowly going under. Oh, and you can hear some sound effects. It sounded like bubbling or like metal creaking underwater. The sound effects are getting significantly better. This thing's going down. Like, this is when you have to sound the abandoned ship order, right? The battle would have been ended a while ago once you criticalized it. Once you critically hit it. Once you criticize, as Sun Tzu said, once you criticize an enemy ship, it's gonna have bad time. So it looks like we're just going up against the Germans here. Whoa, why? Oh my God. So this is the German cruiser. The Kulna. One forward-facing battery, that's it. Well, I think this is going to be a lot of fun for a game mode, and it looks like we take our damage with us from the last one. Unfortunately, there's no, like, in-between waves being able to repair, at least not yet, but I think that's definitely how the game could go. This guy doesn't seem like he's ideally armed to be able to deal with us. This is pretty interesting already. This is a project Submarine. Most submarines are armed with torpedoes. They're rarely ever armed with deck guns. These have 10-inch guns. It's like a destroyer, but it's not. Let's dive, dive, dive. 30 meters, Captain. She can't take much more of it, Captain. Actually, we'll go a nice 18-meter dive. And what did German U-boats go after the most during the war? Well, that's simple. Transport ships. So we're gonna dive to 30 meters, which is pretty close to 100 feet. Regular feet, not gerbil feet. It'll be like 10,000 gerbil feet. And what we're gonna do is get behind the enemy. Now, it uses steam. Did you see that? It would be minus... What was that all about? I'm genuinely curious. It said white and red, so I think I can go to here, maybe? Oh, we have to generate steam. Steam is a resource that you use and lose. That is curious, and then we can generate more. Look at these things. They're actually producing more steam. So once again, another massive change to how ships at war works. There's also a ton of new ships, including some big bad battleships that we're going to show off a little bit later. So this is the part where, you know, we are sinking. No, we're not sinking. We're thinking about, like, what would it be like to be a U-boat captain? You know, the undersea boot. This is Das Boot. I like the sound effects are pretty good, because if you listen carefully. Look at that. Look at that beauty. It sounds like an electric motor is running, which is how U-boats worked. When they were underwater, electric. When they were on the surface, diesel. And we have a fast forward button. Oh, thank you. Bless us and save us, Mrs. O'Davis. This is amazing. Now we've generated more steam, so what we should be able to do is now get over to here. So we want to get like as far as we can, so about 1,200 steam. And we are actually going to dive to like 42 meters because we don't want to scrape this ship. We're assuming this is a bunch of Dutch merchants, so they got a lot of seals on board because I just made that up. And we don't want all of our superstructure here to scrape the ship and alert them of our presence and the fact that we are about to plunder their booty. Now the issue is, all of our torpedoes are at the front, but we are a cruiser sub. We want to use our deck guns. So here is our termination point. Look at this, like, isn't this amazing? Bing! This is when the sonar pings go and they drop their depth charges and we're like, 99999! And bad things start to happen, at least according to what I've seen in pop culture. But what if we just emergency surface? Woo! Woo! Now, which guns are the rear guns? I actually don't know. Torpedo launchers in the front. I'm assuming it's fire group 2. So we surface behind the enemy ship. Und fire the cat. Well, not yet. Oh, look, that's nice. You press them and they'll blink yellow, right? So that you see what you got. Fire the cannons! Now, we fire super high, but remember, we're going to fire much, much slower. Look at this reload rate. And allegedly, they're going to do more damage. Now, what I'm actually really, really curious about is this. If we submerge to 42 meters again, which seemed to be pretty good, what if I want to go back this way? Oh, we turn around! Okay, hold on. Let's just, let's get on the surface here, and let's fire torpedoes. Because this is what's supposed to do most of the damage. And now we can do primary guns and torpedoes. And we'll speed this puppy up. Oh my gosh, are we gonna ram them? Now, what would be really cool is if you could have crews and, like, board the enemy ship. We're probably a little bit too close to fire a torpedo. Oh, this thing is taking on water. I think our cannon shots must have hit the water, or rather hit the ship, and put some holes in it. What I would really love for this game to do is have a big magazine detonation. Or, wow, this thing sinks much faster. I guess we are at 4x speed. I want a better UI indication that, hey, you put some holes in that ship. Now, while the Project 50 has to be one of the more unique and new ships, we also have something else that looks interesting. This is the HMS Odin, and other than a very, very small 4-inch gun, it's mostly armed with torpedoes, so pretty similar to what we've done in the past already. But it definitely looks really, really unique, and they have a rear-firing torpedo launcher. But even this is very unconventional for a submarine. But I think there's just some marketability to, like, hey, this submarine isn't like normal submarines. It's an aircraft carrier, or it's a battleship. But to quote the great American poet, P.D. Pablo, North Carolina, come on, raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head like a helicopter. We don't have helicopters on this North Carolina class battleship, but what we do have is some fighter air cover. Now, this is one of the biggest, baddest battleships there was, the North Carolina. P.D. Pablo loved it so much he made a song out of it. And this, my friends, this is paused. That's illegal. This is the Yamato, and they're breaking the game. Okay, so let's fire the guns, and we've got some Hellcats. So we've got what? We've got primary 16 inchers, and we've got secondary 10 inchers. 2 secondaries, 2 primaries. These Hellcats are going to do, I think, a decent job at keeping what looks like a torpedo bomber from being able to hit and destroy us. So, Hellcats, yeah, see how they're dropping down early and gonna fly very low to the Groja? AKA low to the water? Yeah. Boom, you mother truckers! America! Well, these guys should shoot down these torpedo bombers, hopefully before they get in and get nasty. We don't want them to get nasty. There's one down. There's the second, and there's the third. And now the Hellcats are probably going to be able to go on a strafing mission. We had them coming in and kind of hitting the back there. You know, hitting it from the back. Now we are taking some damage. You can see shells! Holy biscuits, boy, we going down! Oh my god, okay, that is terrible. Look at this. We also have liquid fuel bunkers. That's great and all, except we're dying. So that Yamato just absolutely destroyed the bottom of my ship. We have what's called significant problems. Now that, ooh, that took out a secondary 10-inch battery, rear-facing, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, our Hellcats are getting destroyed. However, look, this ship looks like it's got some issues. I don't know if it just was hitting or if it's the water, but it was kind of rocking back and forth. So I have hope that we've at least started to get it to start taking on water. But what would be really cool is if this game, if you could have like a little more control over your systems, like bilge pumps, flooding out, like getting out the flooding water, fire control systems, things like that would be really, really cool. All right, we need some big hits. Well, asking you shall receive. We just got some magazine hits, so I don't know how much damage that did below the waterline. Ooh, that one went through. But we do have some magazine hits in and around the center of the structure, but I don't know if it's enough. So you can see how, oh, okay, we detonated that. I feel like we've got to aim here, because if we can take out their guns, at least we can turn this into a slugging match and hopefully, you know, outlast, which looks like a questionable strategy given the fact that we're gonna sink eventually. All right, can we get some more Hellcats out here? No, they're still rearming and reloading. Okay. That was the biggest hit I've seen in ships at war. So much so that we had a frame rate loss. We have our liquid fuel bunkers sinking. The ship just broke in half. We're firing our last salvo probably before this thing goes down. The Yamato isn't a piece of junk anymore. Remember when it was a piece of junk? They changed it. That's how big the changes are in ships at war. Is now what once used to be just a glass cannon is now a cannon that turns you to glass. Your men are dead! You're lost! Your ship sunk. It looks like a little zombie hand sneaking out of the water there. Now we also got a new aircraft carrier. The USS Lexington. 69% offense. That is a nice number. Now it's only fair that we pit an American carrier against an Axis one. We'll go German. We have 69% offense. We don't have a lot of defense, but you know, the best defense is a strong offense. Holy biscuits. We have some 8-inch gun batteries facing forward and rear, or fore and aft, I believe. We have Dauntless dive bombers, torpedo bombers, and 2 things of Hellcats. Is this the, like, 6 squadrons? Oh my gosh, but look at this, man. They got, like, some pretty good looking guns. All right, so we want to fire our guns over here, and then we want to launch a fighter group first. Then dive bombers around the midships, and then torpedo bombers. We'll have one drop early and one drop even a little bit earlier. And we're gonna have ourselves, oh, unfortunately, it's a night battle. But you can see the action right here. So sending out our fighters to deal with their Stuka bombers and then their Messerschmitts, which I'm not sure if the Germans have torpedo bombers. But look at this, man. Look, it's like hornets. It's like two beehives just going at it. Man, beehives really would be like, if you wanted to make like real world but bug wars, the bees would be like the aircraft, right? Like, or aircraft carriers, you could have just this giant honeycomb ship. Okay, so dive bombers are actually making it through. Unfortunately, so are theirs. So I need to fire my second squadrons here. Torpedoes are in the water. Oh, we're dropping we're dropping them a little bit late. I'm trying to launch fighters because their Stukas are running havoc right now. All right, there we go. Let's go. Maybe we need to launch torpedoes a little bit earlier, I think is the way, the truth, and the life right here. That's what we got to do. Oh, Dauntless bombers. Ooh, they are taking on water, and they're listing to the front. I think the torpedoes did a lot more damage. In the past, these battles would kind of take a while, and then all of a sudden, like, someone just, like, massive detonation. Let's take a look here. It's funny how I'm on, like, pause, and it's not pausing me. Oh, there we go. We got to pause. We're having flooding in the back. So it'd be kind of cool, though, if carriers had, like, elevators. So if you had flooding or fires here, you wouldn't be able to use that, right? Fortunately, we're still able to rearm and reload. And we're definitely listing in the back. They're listing in the front. But I think that favors us to being able to continue to launch our aircraft, and it doesn't really favor them. However, do we have any planes up right now? Where's all of our planes at? Are they dead? Did their Messerschmitts really just kill everybody? One thing we could do is start moving to make us a little bit more difficult, but they had multiple magazine detonations. These guns can't even fire. A dive bomb just went right through and blew up all of the magazines. That is unfortunate, if you're us. All right. And you can hear the sound effects. All right, this is what? A torpedo bomber. 8-inch guns. Dive bombers, torpedo bombers. Trying to just launch everything. I think, even though we have really, really good offense... Oh, incoming shells. Those were big. Oh, man, I love the new sound effects. You can actually see, like, through the ship right now. Luckily, we still have some fuel. And they even have health. And how much bonus they give to the steam power, which I think is really, really cool. None of our planes are really getting through. I take that back. We have 3 torpedo bombers. Now, they have some anti-aircraft fire. One's down. Come on, one of you got to get through. Drop your dang torpedo, man. There it is. Boom. Now, was it enough? Probably not. We are going down, but we had a pretty fun duel with a German Graf Zeppelin aircraft carrier here. But it does look like we lost. Yeah. When a decent amount of your ship is underwater, yeah, you've lost. So at this point, like, you can continue to watch the battle, which I do like. But needless to say, Ships at War has had a massive update that has made it significantly more realistic and more fun. And when you're doing both of those for a World War II ship battle simulator, well, then by golly, you've done it right. Look at that. We have detonations. The ship is breaking apart. One day, Mr. Cameron is going to get in his little mini-sub and find this thing and make a movie about it starring Leonardo DiCaprio, who is on the Lexington and part of that 69% offensive attack. But today is not that day. Anyway, thank you for watching another episode of Ships at War. If you guys do want to see more, we'll pull the trigger on a like button and let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.